Alright, so in the last video, we made a hand drill set with horseweed and cottonwood branch. So in this video, we're going to make a fire lay, and we're going to go over the anatomy of fire and how to build a fire sustainably. Once we're done with that, we will burn in our hand drill set and make a tinder bundle and make a fire with our fire lay. So stick with me and we'll get started. Alright, so right now I'm in an eastern red cedar grove here in Kansas. The area that I'm at right now is one that I would choose to build a shelter at under the eastern red cedar that I've been recording under. Right in front of me here where I'm showing is the spot that I would build my fire. We're pretty protected from the wind right here. It's a very windy day, but it's only putting a very light breeze through this spot. So I'm going to show how to clear a spot, how to build a fire lay, and then we will burn it all up and show you how a hand drill works. Because this is a public area, public camping is allowed here, I'm going to be setting this up and then tearing it right back down when I'm done. After I burn everything, I'm going to no trace the spot, going to make it look like there was never a fire here, because we don't want to encourage people to be building fire outside of the fire rings in this area. Unfortunately, there were some eastern red cedar trees here that were chopped up by someone who must have just got a dull hatchet and thought, I'm going to cut down a tree. And so some parts of this area look kind of crappy right now. So we're going to clean this back up when we're done, make it look good again. So first things first, we need to clear a spot here. Actually, I'm going to turn around the camera so I can see what I'm doing from your guys' angle. Make sure I'm getting decent shots. Alright, so first things first, we need to clear this area so that it's usable. So we're just going to pick up a stick, use it to shift all of the juniper needles. We want to clear a spot fairly large around. This doesn't have to take much energy at all. I'm just like raking with this branch. So for a small fire, this will do fairly well. I am going to keep clearing a little bit further back, but I'm not going to record all of that because honestly, who wants to watch me just scrape the ground with a stick for 5 minutes? So be right back. Alright, so I've got roughly a 4-foot circle here cleared into the dirt, cleared of all the ground debris. So next thing we're going to do is dig a shallow pit. For that, I'm going to use a digging stick, which I actually haven't made for this video, so I'm going to have to make one real quick. I'm not going to make a video on that, it's pretty simple. I'm going to just find a branch, cut a chisel shape onto one end, or a point shape, either way, and that's pretty much all there is to it. We'd be able to fire harden it later if we wanted to. So I'm going to do that real quick, then we'll get back to the video. Alright, as we dig, I'm not going to be throwing my dirt far away because like I said, I'm going to be no tracing this fire. And I want to have all my dirt here so that I can do that effectively. So I can rebury this area, make it look decent again. I'm going to pull out these little roots here. A fire can burn roots and keep those roots smoldering underground for weeks. So we want to clear them out if we can. That underground smoldering root fire can quickly turn into a forest fire or wildfire. So we want to be really careful with stuff like that. I've never had a problem with it, either here or in the deserts back in Arizona, but better safe than sorry. So this is all I'm going to do for my little pit. Like I said, it's not deep, it's just pretty shallow, and we're going to be burying it back in. So use a digging stick to dig out a fire pit after clearing the area with another stick. So I'm going to go gather some twigs and small kindling to build a fire lay, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so I've gathered a bunch of small kindling here. So I'm going to first show you the mineshaft fire lay. This was showed to me by a friend. I gave it the name because it didn't really have one yet that we were aware of. Found another root in here that I want to try to get out. This one's a little bit bigger. I don't like damaging roots. However, with where this is and the fact that I'm going to be burning the spot a little bit, I don't want to risk it. I don't like putting my hatchet in the dirt either, but that's the only way this guy's coming out. All right, that'll work. All right, so mineshaft fire lay. First thing we need is a back wall. So that could be a single log or a couple smaller ones. Like this, really. You're just creating something that other wood can sit against. Now we've got all this small kindling here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it up into 2 piles, and then turn these piles. I'm going to have to break them in smaller bundles than that, I guess. But I'm going to be turning these piles into walls to build our mine shaft. And what I mean is this. So I've got one bundle in my hand here, and that's going to be going on this side. I'm going to be putting another bundle on the other side. I'm going to build those up just a little bit more, and then I'll put a little roof over the top. And that's really all there is to the mineshaft fire lay. It's a pretty easy one. It doesn't take a ton of time. It's not anything fancy. You don't have to put a lot of effort into it. And I'll move the camera so you can get a front view of it to maybe get a better idea, because I know it can be kind of hard to understand it from the side. All right, so this is basically it. We'll move the camera here so it's a little bit more visible. So we've got walls and a little roof. Our tinder goes right down here in the middle, and then we collapse the mine shaft. That way it's all just burning, like the fire is burning straight up through all of this. This is personally one of my favorite ways to build a fire, mainly because it essentially does all the work for you once you have it burning. You don't have to be running around trying to pile sticks on top of a burning tinder bundle because you've already set yourself up for success. So I'm going to tear this down and clear out the spot again, and I'll show you one more type of fire lay. All right, this next fire lay is a lean-to fire lay, or an A-frame fire lay, right? Because you can build it one of 2 ways. So first thing you do is you put a stick in the ground or against a back log or something, whatever you have available, just like this. And you simply build up on both sides, and your tinder bundle goes right underneath. It's very similar to the mine shaft in the way that you essentially just collapse it in on itself once you have it burning. And again, here's another look at it. You've just got everything set up on these sticks. Your tinder goes right underneath, it's burning straight up, and it starts burning stuff quickly. So that's two different fire lays that you can build. Of course, I made these just with small kindling. You'd want to put on some slightly bigger stuff too, going from thumb thickness up in increments. Every time the wood is, the bigger wood is being burned and the flame's about twice as high as the current pile of wood on it, you can add bigger material until you get a fire at the size you want. So now that we've gone over fire lays, I'm going to explain something I should have explained already, and that is the anatomy of fire. So let me get set up real quick and we'll do that.